Well, this is like 4 different episodes this week. Gee, aren't you lucky? I don't know. I wouldn't consider it lucky or not, but I said when this got back in, and it's in, Two-Fisted Tales of Times Square. 50 copies sold out the first 24 hours I got them. I now have them back in stock. And if you want to order them, put this up here as close as I can. Mr. 42nd Street Pete at yahoo.com, $20 shipped. If you want it signed, let me know and I will sign it for you. That's the ordering information here. I don't have any way to put graphics up on the screen, so we go back with this primitive ass shit that, I guess works. Someday I'll learn, maybe, when I can master computers. But the other thing is, other guys do things, and I'm one of those guys that really likes to spread my friends' work around or other collaborators around, unlike other people who just don't want to fucking showcase anybody but themselves. So one of our contributors, Robert Frise, has come out with this. It came from Hollywood Book 2, Salute to Slashers. I don't know if we can bring this closer in here, but that's the back of it. That's the front of it. It covers The Mutilator, Final Exam, Black Christmas, Knucklebones, Terrifier, Splatter University, Sleepaway Camp, Halloween, and other things. You got, wow, crammed in here, 143 pages of cool stuff. And I believe, how do you get this thing here? We're trying to figure this out. Yeah. There's got to be an email thing here. It came from Hollywood.net. That's where you can get it, or contact Paul McVeigh or Robert Frise through It Came From Hollywood.net. Cool book. And like I said, Robert writes some stuff for Grindhouse Resurrection. And like I said, I like to promote my friend's work. Another guy, I don't have the book, but it's Rise, Stories of the Undead, put out by Wicked Shadow Press, and my friend Rocky Colavito has written something for it. And there's a whole bunch of other short stories in there. Again, that's Rise, Stories of the Undead, put out by Wicked Shadow Press. I guess you could Google that. Like I said, I don't have the book in front of me. But yeah, that's the whole thing, and getting some nice compliments on Two-Fisted Tales of Times Square. But now I got something for you that's really one of the most bizarre and subversive films I have ever seen. And I was talking about Timothy Carey earlier in the week from Bayou. And funny thing that, Bayou was re-released in 1961, and Timothy Carey in 61 wrote, directed, produced, and starred in a movie called The World's Greatest Sinner. The score was by Frank Zappa, who hated the fucking movie and hated Timothy. But anyway, Timothy Carey was basically a heavy character actor. Appeared in a bunch of Stanley Kubrick films. John Cassavetes thought he was a genius and cast him in The Killing of a Chinese Bookie. He was in The Outfit. He played mob guys. To say he was off the wall would be an understatement, because I think the last thing he did before he passed away was writing a play about somebody being put in jail for farting. Okay. So anyway, in The World's Greatest Sinner, he is an insurance salesman. And it opens up with him basically on the phone telling the client that they really don't need insurance. They really don't need anything. And then he gives the entire office the day off. Then his boss comes in and says, what are you doing? And he goes, I give everybody, get them back here. So he's fired, and he goes back to his house, and he has this weird little family, a wife, 2 kids, and a weird Hispanic gardener who becomes his sidekick. And all of a sudden, he decides that he wants to change his first name to God, because he feels man will live eternally, and he starts some kind of weird religion. And it becomes a political party, the Party of Eternal Man. But before it gets that far, He's out seducing and sleeping with women of all ages. Now you got to look at Tim Curry. Tim Curry is definitely not what you would think is a good-looking guy. But he seduces first this older dowager who gives him all his money, and then it's younger people, and then we get to the point where he's basically beating his wife and abusing his wife, and it goes a step further where he's got this whole religious thing going on. And for some reason, I don't know if this was shot for the film or he picked up stock footage of people wrecking cars and rioting in the streets. Now where it gets weird, if you watch Bayou or Poor White Trash when he does his basically Cajun love dance, well, it gets worse. He gets on stage with a guitar and a shiny suit and starts gyrating like Elvis Presley on crack. It's weird looking. Then he's approached by somebody who's going to run him for president, but he has to ditch the guitar thing. And it's going to be the Party of Eternal Man. Now it gets weird, and a bunch of really weird scenes segue till he gets to a church, and he walks into a church and pulls a host out of whatever, the tabernacle or whatever they call it, and he starts stabbing the host with pins. And then there's a big close-up on the host. Now it's like he's doubting whatever the fuck he was doing, and right about now I was sort of doubting myself for watching this thing. But it's weird, it's subversive, and it's creepy, and it's all Tim. And I don't know, somebody said it's available for streaming on Amazon. Why nobody has done the DVD or Blu-ray treatment on it is beyond me. I had a really bad, fourth generation bootleg off, it looks like VHS. But you're sitting there mesmerized by this guy because there were rumors out there that he might have been legitimately fucking crazy. And maybe he was. I mean, like I said before, blew off 2 roles in both Godfather films, was hired for The Conversation, never showed up. Just did a bunch of, weird stuff. And like I said, John Cassavetes thought he was a genius and used them. So, go figure. But anyway, it's Friday. Everybody have a good weekend. If you want the book, I gave you the information, and not to push it, but a lot of people are saying some good things about it, so, you be the judge. It's a cool read. I've reread it myself, and some people might say it might be the best thing I've ever done, but I don't think it's the best thing I've ever done because, in my mind, I haven't done the best thing yet. So we'll see what happens down the road. So, again, have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling your friends. And above all, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.